Artillery-style games have a long history, and Artillery Duel was an early commercial release in the dueling artillery genre. It was available for the Atari 2600, Commodore 64 and VIC-20, the ColecoVision, and of course the Bally Astrocade, professional library computer home arcade. It actually first appeared on the Bally as a basic program, but this video is about the slightly later cartridge release. Artillery Duel is a turn-based, two-player-only game of skill. The players each get a gun emplacement set on a randomly generated battlefield, and launch projectiles at each other, taking into account wind speed and direction, the terrain, and even the vegetation. After each shot, you note how large a powder charge you used, what the angle of your cannon was, and the wind conditions at the time, and make adjustments on your next turn, and try to get closer and closer to hitting your opponent. These are all quite standard gameplay features for an artillery game, but Artillery Duel implements them very well. With the randomly generated landscape, each game is different. There's also 3 difficulty levels that can be set independently for each player to allow people of different skill and experience levels to play together. The easiest setting limits the amount of wind speed changes from turn to turn, and gives your projectiles a greater radius of destruction when they hit. One thing I think is a little overdone on the easiest difficulty is that you can basically shoot straight through a steep slope in front of your cannon, which kind of ruins the fun of having to shoot high and taking into account the wind to drop your projectile down on your opponent. A couple gameplay features I really like about this game are that it can take more than one hit to destroy the other player. A glancing blow will do some damage to your cannon, but as long as the damage level is below 50%, you'll still be able to shoot. I also like how the plants add another twist to the gameplay, because if your opponent's gun is surrounded by greenery, it'll act like a shield that you have to either work around or blast through. One thing that sets Artillery Duel apart from many Astrocade games is its presentation. Aside from the excellent and detailed graphics, which include a neat little TV screen of your opponent's position, before each round, soldiers march out and set up your gun emplacement. While it can get tedious to watch this before each round, it's still a nice touch that you don't see in many Astrocade titles. But besides the great gameplay and presentation, Artillery Duel excels in the all-important category of explosions. While the initial blast is great, what I really like is how the earth becomes blackened and charred. You can always count on the Astrocade to deliver these sweet, sweet explosions. Anyway, Artillery Duel is a pretty standard artillery game, but it does everything really well and looks and sounds great. But I don't know how to get a game over screen. There's no scoring goal to reach that I know of. Does it stop at 99? Does it last for eternity?